Welcome back, students. As I think you have seen the previous video and make yourself understood that what in this chapter we are going to study. That are the important terms that you should know very well. And in this session is going to be a bit interesting for you. Do you want to know how it will be? Yes, let us begin now. So these are the materials and their properties. See, first one is the metal, that is strong, shiny, and even they are the good electrical conductors. And there's the scissors that are made from the metal. The example is given. Next one is the wood. Wood is that is strong, and the picnic table here, this is made from wood. Next one, it is categorized as plastics, and the plastics, they are the transparent, waterproof, and the strong. The plastic can be used to make the toys, bags, and even bottles. Okay, and next is the fabric. Fabric, yeah, this hanky is acting as a fabric. The fabric, it's absorbent, flexible, good heat insulator, as well as the fabric that can be used to make a clothes. Then here, the glass, they are the transparent and thick glass, and they are the strong. Here you can see the glass, it's a transparent. Okay, and window and the glasses are made from the glass. Next one, which is strongest, brick or the jelly. I think you all love to eat jellies, isn't it? The brick is the strongest one, which is good heat insulator. The sand over here or this gloves, yes, exactly, the gloves, and it will also protect you from the, yes, electric shock. Let us discuss more in this. Yeah, on what basis we are going to sort out the materials? One is, yes, the appearance. Appearance, that will be lustrous and non-lustrous. Okay, the lustrous, do you know what do you mean by lustrous? Luster means shine, and right now wait for a moment, I am just going to show you that how you can diagnose that this is possessing a lustrous. See, when I am having this bottle and I put the light on it, what seems to you? Reflecting a light, it gives a shine, isn't it? So the shine is known as the lustrous, exactly. Yes, and the second one is a non-lustrous. As I said, non-lustrous. What is it? It's the opposite of luster. It will not possess a shine. See, when I reflect a light on it, the hanky is reflecting light? No. As compared to the bottle, the fabric, that is a non-lustrous, and the bottle made of metal, it possesses shine, luster. Okay. So here, why there is a need to sort out the materials? That, see here, the girl is having, yes, different boxes, and she sorted out different things in a different box. Why? To make convenient and things easy to find for her, isn't it? That's why you also love to sort out the things in your cupboard, isn't it? Yeah, many of the students are putting their books on the particular cupboard and the clothes in the particular cupboard. Is it not so that you are putting the books in your wardrobe like that? No, we are not putting it, because otherwise it will be bit difficult for you to find the things. The things, to make ourselves easy to find them, that's why it is very useful to sort out the things. Okay, I think it is understood to you. Next is the types of material. How many types of material are there? Yes, what is it? Transparent. Repeat with me, the word is transparent. Next, translucent. And third is the opaque. What is it? Opaque. So what do you mean by transparent? This allow most light to pass through them. Let me show you. See what it is. It's a glass, and if I am reflecting light through this glass, it is totally passing through the glass, and you are able to see this, isn't it? So this is considered as a transparent. Fine. Next is the translucent. Translucent object, they only partially allow the light to pass through it. They allow only partial light. How you can come to know that this is the partial light? See, if I keep this page, it is being greased. and I am reflecting light through it, it is partially visible to you as compared to the transparent object. If you compare, see, here the glass completely visible to you, okay, this is completely visible to you. So, this is considered transparent, and if I consider this paper greased with the oil, here it is partially visible. You are not able to clearly visualize this. I think it is clear now. And next is, yes, see, opaque. What is it? A box. And if I am reflecting light to it, are you able to see the light? No? Yes, exactly. This is how we are able to consider all these three things. This is a transparent, this is a translucent, and this is an opaque object. I think it is clear to you that how we can differentiate the types of material. Fine. Next is, yeah, this is just to clarify you more that when you are putting a torch and you are reflecting light on an object, if all the light passes through it, you can see in the picture, all the light passes through it. This is a transparent object. Then if a light is partially going or passing to the another side, some light passes through. You can see here at when the light is fallen on an object completely, here partially, and on the ball, yes, light is not reflected on other side. So, that is a opaque object. If the complete light that is falling on an object, that is not being passed through it, it is not passing through that object is considered as opaque. Fine, I think it is clear what is transparent, translucent and opaque object. On these basis we can also categorize, we can sort out the materials. This is the list of transparent, translucent and opaque objects, and this is also your assignment. You have to make the list of 5 each, and you have to tell me the names of objects that are transparent, translucent and opaque. Here you can see the transparent object, the glass, your specs, the hand microscope. Here you can see many of the glass and the glass tumbler. These are all considered as transparent object. Translucent is the paper, the note and many more. These are the translucent objects. Here are the list of opaque, the food that you are eating, the coin, the ice cream. I think you all love to eat ice cream, isn't it? Yeah. So, these are even animals, the cake, yummy, isn't it? So, these are all opaque objects. On this basis, we can also categorize, we can sort out the materials. Next topic is the 3 states of matter. I think many of you know this. Do you know? Yes, any one of you? Yes, these 3 states of matter are, yes, exactly, the solid, the liquid and the gases. Solids are, yes, the pencil. See, the toy, this is solid. This state is, yeah, if I ask you what is the state of this object, this is a solid state. And if I ask you the liquid state, if you see this in my hand, it's a glass and within this I pour some liquid. So, this is what exactly? Yeah, the liquid state. And the gaseous, when I'm going to boil this, if I boil this water, what happened? Many of you have seen the steam coming out of the vessels when your mother cooking in the kitchen. The steam that is coming out, that is exactly what? Yes, the gaseous state of the matter. So, 3 states of matter are solid, liquid and gases. Next is the description regarding the solid, liquid and gases. The solid, they have the definite shape. Why I consider this as a solid? Because this having the definite shape and the volume, it can't be compressed. I am not able to compress this. Okay. And the particles are in the solid state, the particles are closely packed. But as compared to the liquid, in the case of liquid, the volume is definite. The liquid volume is the definite and no definite shape. If I tilt this way, it will take the shape to this side. If I put it like this, it will take the shape accordingly. If I tilt more, the shape varies. So here the liquid shapes vary and the shape of the container. It takes the shape of container. Fine. And next is that it can be compressed to a small extent. We can compress it to only small extent. After that, it will not be compressed. The particles are not as closely packed as in case of solid. In the case of liquid, the particles are not closely packed. Let us discuss about the gases. What is in this case? No definite shape, no volume, and highly definite volume is not there. Even definite shape is also not there. The randomly moving, the molecules in the gaseous phase, they are randomly moving. These are highly compressible. You can compress it, and particles are loosely packed in it. As in compare when you are holding the balloon in your hand, it is very easy to compress that balloon to the some extent, and it can be compressed a more head. So this is all about the states of matter, solid, liquid, and gases. This is how the molecules are arranged in these three states. In case of gases, the molecules are randomly arranged. In case of liquid, loosely arranged, loosely packed. But in case of solid, they are closely packed with each other. That's why it provides a definite shape and volume. This is the solid state of ice. As it melts, it converted into liquid. But sooner the ice, when it melts, and if you give the heat to it, it will melt, and later on it converted into, yes, the vapors will come. See. The next is the sorting material by comparing the substance which take the shape of the container. Till now we studied about that how we compare materials on the basis of transparency. We studied about the, yes, transparent, translucent, and the opaque. And second, the three states of matter. These are solid, liquid, and gases. So I think up to this it is clear to you. Sooner we will meet you in the next video. In that we will discuss about, yes, sorting materials by comparing different substances. Then when you are going to pour in different tumbler, different substances, how it gives you the shape. We meet you soon in our next video.